on down, as they say. It's just getting underway, and there are seats left. Now, the reason there are not many people here in the parking lot is because they're still letting people inside, so we don't have the overflow crowd. However, we were here this morning before they let people inside, and the mood was one of anticipation and pride.
Go, Giants! Yeah.
Shouts of joy ricochet around the parking lot of Giants Stadium from folks who feel as much like champions as the Giants themselves.
I waited 30 years for this. For a long time, we've been waiting a long time to be #1.
Normally, the Sikowitz clan is scattered from Toms River to Edison, New Jersey. But today, the family converged on this parking lot for a tailgating party, complete with a football cake, a homemade banner, and lots of pride in their home state.
New Jersey is the greatest state in the whole union because we have the Giants.
In fact, as Giants fans shivered and hopped up and down in line this morning waiting to get inside the stadium, the big debate was what state the Giants really belong to.
New York supports the Giants twice as much as New Jersey could ever possibly have.
No matter where you're from, Giant fan, you're a Giant fan. Don't matter where you come from, you're a fan, you are a fan.
In the end, most generously agreed the Giants belong to the entire tri-state area. Although it's a good thing Mayor Koch was out of hearing range.
Great. New Jersey could do a better job, a good job, if not as better, than Ed Koch can do.
Even those who are here at Giant Stadium today as part of a work assignment are all fired up about the Giants. Take the guys from the Moonachie Fire Department. Well, today, they're Bronco Busters. Here's it today. Stadium workers giving away party favors and the National Guard were just as tickled to be a part of sports history.
Giants #1!
Now, there's no charge for going inside. It's all free, and everyone who goes in gets a couple of things: this poster of the team, a pom-pom, and some confetti. What's a field producer for? Anyway, they're prepared to party. So to see exactly what the party is like, let's go inside where John Slattery is. John.
Well, yes, we're in here, and what this crowd does not make up an enormous size, it certainly makes up in enthusiasm in here. These people have been screaming and yelling all morning during the pre-show. Little extra right now for the benefit of the folks at home. Everybody has gotten rid of most of the stuff that they were handed out, the freebies. I want to, ma'am, let me bring you out here for just one. Come on, it doesn't hurt a bit.
I knew it.
How are you dressed today? Are you dressed warm enough for this?
I'm dressed warm.
Aren't you cold?
Not at all. With all this enthusiasm, it's great.
How do you feel about the Giants?
I love them. They're great.
Where are you from?
Port Jervis, New York.
Thank you very much. Now, you know, there's a young man over here. Where are you? Come up here. This guy came up from Syracuse. What, you're a student up there?
Yeah, Lemoyne College in Syracuse.
So when did you decide to come?
Midnight, last night. We came that, and it took us about 4.5 hours, got here at 4:30 in the morning.
And what do you think of those Giants?
Oh, they're the best.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're all up there on the stage, and to get a better look at them, let's go back upstairs to Carol and Jim.
And they're just concluding the playing, excuse me, I got to get up, the playing of the national anthem. Usually Mrs. Mike Minucci leads the singing as she did today. She does it prior to every Giants game and has for these many years. And the crowd just roared its appreciation. She usually stands right down there at about the 20-yard line, accompanied by a bugler.
By a bugler. You know, things really are just getting underway. One of the most exciting things for a lot of the fans who are here, at least we heard them saying coming in, is that they're actually on the field. I heard a guy going crazy. They're going to let us on the field. He couldn't believe it. So they're getting to actually run and walk where their heroes run.
Looks like an ice rink.
It looks like the biggest Rockefeller Center you ever saw, right? And we should tell you a little bit about what's planned. It's literally a party just for the middle of the afternoon. We don't know. I guess a lot of people just took off from work and brought their kids, but
or don't have any.
Basically, or don't have jobs. Okay, but marching bands. That's not funny. Marching bands, though, are going to be here also, inside and out of here. I know the stadium and out in the parking lot as well. And then we've got New Jersey Governor Kane, who's going to be here. Joe Piscopo was on a little earlier telling a few jokes, and David Brenner was here as well. So it's going to be a good show. And of course, then we'll get to meet a few of the Giants who are here, and they'll get trophies as well. And we're going to go to Mike Schneider for a moment, though, who's in the newsroom, to bring us up to date on the rest of the day's events outside of Giant Stadium. Mike?
Okay, Carol and Jim, thank you. New talks are going on right now to try to settle the Long Island Railroad strike. It is now day 10. And travel-worn commuters had it a bit easier getting into Manhattan this morning. Traffic was fairly light. The snow and the ice didn't slow things up too much. 3 other unions did settle things with the railroad yesterday, including the locomotive engineers. That's the union that first started the walkout. Meantime, lawmakers in Washington, D.C., the Congress, will vote today on legislation that could force the strikers back to work at least for a while, force a cooling-off period. Channel 2's Diane Diamond is in Washington following that story. She'll have a report tonight on Channel 2 News at 5. Police are now charging a Bronx man today with the murder of rookie police officer Michael Reedy. 23-year-old Angel Maldonado was picked up late yesterday. Police say Maldonado shot Officer Reedy while trying to mug him. Yesterday, 1,000 fellow police officers turned out to pay tribute to Reedy. He was 26. Police are still searching for the killer of a Bronx nun. But today they're concentrating their search on their investigation now on one resident of the shelter where Sister Virginia Toman was stabbed. Police say 20-year-old Norberto Torres was asked to leave that shelter Saturday because he was on drugs. It is believed now that Torres came back Sunday night to collect his belongings. The body of the 65-year-old nun was discovered on the floor of her office there. In Lebanon, the search is on now for the church envoy Terry Waite. Waite has not been seen since he went underground last week to try to win the release of American hostages in Lebanon. The Anglican Church officials now in England are worried that Waite himself may have been taken hostage. Well, if it happens, it will be a first indeed. A woman might get to lead New York's St. Patrick's Day Parade. Officials are set to pick a grand marshal for the event this year, and there are reports out now that they are seriously considering a woman candidate. In the parade's 225-year history, a woman has never marched at the head of the pack. Well, today's parade at Giant Stadium might not be the only one the Super Bowl champs get after all. Mayor Koch has rekindled the on-again, off-again controversy over a New York City ticker tape parade. His honor is still traveling in Poland, but he called home to say that his offer to the Giants still stands. Koch says the team can have what he says is a real parade after their practice parade in the Meadowlands. We'll have to see. Now let's go back to today's super celebration at Giant Stadium.
Are you doing this?
Carol,
Yeah.
Jim?
It's more than a practice parade. Thank you, though, Mike. We're going to take a break now and come right back. We're here at the Giants Pride Celebration. Stay with us.
Giant Steps, a super celebration, is sponsored by your local AMC Jeep Renault dealers.
Your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Renault Jeep dealers have teamed up with the New York Giants and invite you to be the fan of the year with the official 86 Giants yearbook packed with statistics and player profiles. Get this colorful 84-page yearbook free when you test drive a Renault Alliance, the new 87 wide receiver Renault GTA, or another one of the legendary Jeep vehicles like Cherokee, Comanche pickup, or the 87 nose tackle Wrangler. Get the yearbook free with a test drive. See the Tri-State Renault Jeep performers, the right guys.
At Meineke Discount Mufflers.
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot because Meineke's muffler prices range from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
The time has come for a new gasoline. So we combine the economy of unleaded regular and the power of premium to bring you a new class of unleaded gasoline. New Exxon Plus Unleaded with XCL12. It's higher in octane than unleaded regulars and lower in price than premiums. For smooth performance, discover new Exxon Plus Unleaded, the gasoline whose time has come.
Channel 2 News at noon, expanded coverage of Giant Steps, a super celebration, continues live from the Meadowlands.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our special Giant Steps Ahead. It's a good thing not playing football down in that field today. It's more like an ice rink, as you can see. And speaking to the matter of ice, Mr. G.
I gotta hurry up here because the station wants me to do updates, weather updates from Honolulu for the Pro Bowl. So I gotta leave here.
Right.
I know that you want to hear that it's 68 degrees in Honolulu now, 11 a.m. there, and it's going into the 70s. But as we speak, and it looks like Jim's doing commentary here, waiting for the first game of 1987. It's cold, and you know that. Outside in the Midtown area and here in New Jersey, everybody has wind chill factors below 0, and the temperature is 21. The wind chill is 2, but we're cheating. It's really below below zero. It's feeble sunshine and northerly winds at 12 miles per hour, barometer falling. You're going to take a look at a couple of satellite photos during the noontime hours. Look at the clear skies. We're okay for the celebration, but there is a trouble spot on the map, and we'll show you that as we circle that trouble spot. It'll dip into the Gulf of Mexico, but that's far, far away, and we won't concern ourselves. It's days away. What we do have is cold, cold temperatures, and you can see that. The latest temperature, 17 in the city. Let's go west and north to Buffalo and Elkins, and look at Chicago. The warm spot is in the Carolinas. Golden sunshine. We've got it today on light northerly winds. The balloons will fly from north to south. Temperatures well below freezing, and tonight everybody is at least going to experience temperatures in the single digits to the teens. For tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, but watch the snow break loose from the southwest. It should not be an impressive storm, though it's early. And on Thursday, once again, the snow comes closer and closer, and perhaps it may break loose here on Friday. So the forecast for tonight, clear and cold, 10 to 15 degrees. The inland areas -2 to -3. For tomorrow, not bad, sunny and cold, 20 to 25 degrees. And your 5-day forecast, maybe some snow on Friday, Saturday partly sunny skies, Sunday partly sunny skies. Temperatures then will be right around 30 degrees. Let's do it, Jim. It stays cold.
Yesterday morning, I left Southern California. When the team left Southern California, it was almost 80 degrees.
And I've got an olive green complexion, and you're a deep ruddy red.
Now down to the podium and to one of the corners, the New York Giants, Wellington, Maryland.
I think that when every Giant stepped on the field at Pasadena last Sunday, he was aware that he was playing not just for himself and his family and his teammates, but also for many thousands of people back in the Meadowlands. And I share with them the feeling of great pride that I know they have, because they can say, we got what we wanted in Pasadena, and we brought it home to share it with you. Thank you.
Great.
Governor Tom Kean putting some sort of medal around the neck of Giant corner Wellington Mara, who for many, many years has waited for this day. Many, many years. Who's at the podium now? I'm trying to hear. I can't figure out the voice.
Instructed such a marvelous trip this year. Bill Parcells' coaching staff.
Oh, the coaching staff.
Now Parcells coming into
Bill Belichick. Bill.
Senator Bradley.
All right, a cheer for the coach coming up now. Should we go out to, we're going to take a look while they're getting things together on the podium at what's going on out in the parking lot. Reggie Harris is out there. Okay. Reggie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can,
How
Carol.
you doing?
And needless to say, this is not the balmy summer, not preseason. This is the frigid postseason, so we don't have tailgaters out here in the parking lot like you might expect some other times during the season. In fact, at this point, we are about the only thing in the parking lot except for a few people straggling in and out. They're getting their bags of pom-poms and confetti, and some people are going home, and a lot are still arriving. Now, as you probably know, the word fan is extracted from the longer word fanatic. And the people who skipped work or school or whatever today to be here are certainly fanatics.
Some fans waited at the gates even as the sun came up. Never mind the weather, they don't seem to know how cold it is, and their enthusiasm would warm even the coldest hearts. But some who stayed overnight found creative ways to stay toasty.
I got a case of beer, I got 5 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. I said, we're going. We partied up. There was only about 50 cars over there. And that was it. And we made a bonfire. We burned a couch in the parking lot. It was the best.
And as they came, the continuing battle over whose Giants they are raged on.
I love New York, and it's the New York Giants. The New Jersey Giants! The New Jersey Giants! Oh, by the way, America's new team.
Perhaps the Giants' home turf is expanding. At least 22 fans came down last night from Syracuse, where they say the Giants are definitely #1.
You should have seen the dorms. It was sick. Everybody's Giants fans, and we piled up 2 trucks with about 20 kids, and they all just really wanted to come.
Okay, it's kind of lonely out here in this parking lot, so we're having our own party. I got my confetti and my pom-pom, and I can play my kazoo too. Okay, that's for next year, Super Bowl in San Diego. We're going to go back inside now to Jim and Carol.
Reggie, thank you very much. Quickly to the podium, the players are being introduced.
Tony Galbraith. Chris Godfrey, number 61. Give a cheer to Andy Hedden. And Kenny Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, Byron Hunt. And Damian Johnson. Number 52, Pepper Johnson. Brian Johnston. Greg Lasker. Phil McConkey. And Zeke Mohan. Let Carl Nelson hear it. Carl Nelson. And Bart Oates. Number 34, Elvis Patterson.
We'll take a pause in our coverage right now for this break. We shall, however, be right back.
Number 66, William Roberts. Stacy Robinson. Lee Rousson.
Mothers have learned from countless doctors and pharmacists to take care of coughs with Robitussin. And they've taken this advice home. Robitussin, recommended by Dr. Mom. Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
Put on the Plus.
Now, help prevent dry, chapped lips with new Chapstick Petroleum Jelly Plus. Plus aloe, plus lanolin, plus a special angled tip. New Chapstick Petroleum Jelly Plus.
Put on the Plus.
Americans, we know who we are. And when it comes to news, we know who we trust. Dan Rather, weeknights on the CBS Evening News.
Your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Renault Jeep dealers have teamed up with the New York Giants and invite you to be the fan of the year with the official 86 Giants yearbook packed with statistics and player profiles. Get this colorful 84-page yearbook free when you test drive a Renault Alliance, the new 87 wide receiver Renault GTA, or another one of the legendary Jeep vehicles like Cherokee, Comanche pickup, or the 87 nose tackle Wrangler. Get the yearbook free with a test drive. See the Tri-State Renault Jeep performers, the right guys.
Now, quickly back to the podium. Introduction of the players.
Carrying them here by remote control. On the video screens, the Pro Bowl Giants.
Proud to be representing the Giant fans in Hawaii as Pro Bowlers, and we'll see everybody when we get back. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Burt. I'm sorry I can't be with you right now. I'm in Hawaii. What I'd like to say is just congratulations. Congratulations to all the people that were loyal to us through the thick and thin. I know there was a lot of thin times, but the people of New York are definitely the best fans in the world. I mean, you have people that are in the playoffs and can't even sell the stadium out. We're 3-12, and y'all stayed with us and stuck with us, and you're the real people that deserve this championship, and you're the greatest fans in the world. And I'd just like to say thank you, and I'll see you back when I get back from Hawaii. Thanks.
Hi, this is Michael Vile. Thanks for your support.
Hi, this is Sean Landetta. I wish I could be there with you right now, but I'm glad I'm where I am. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, and I can't wait to get back here and party with everybody and enjoy this great season we had, so thank you very much.
I am Bill Morris. I'd like to thank all our fans for all the support they've given us over the year. It's been a good year for us and a good year for you. Hopefully next year even be even better. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Leonard Marshall. Sorry I can't be with you, but I hope the celebration is very nice. You guys are really great in your support this season, and I just hope that you continue to cheer for us. And we're out in the Pro Bowl. We're having a lot of fun in Hawaii, but you have fun tonight. You really deserve it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Harry Carson. I'm sorry I'm not there to participate in the festivities with the rest of the team and all of the fans, but my heart is with you. I had a previous commitment in Hawaii. I understand it's a little cool there, but I'll be suffering on the beach, wanting to be with you, but I really can't.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Taylor. You know, I sure would like to be back there in New York right now, New Jersey, excuse me, and having fun for all you guys in the cold weather. But unfortunately, I have to go to Hawaii. I'm tired of all this sunshine, you know, it's just getting on my nerves. I'd rather be back there playing in the snow, throwing the snowball. Don't believe that. But anyway, I'd like to really echo all what the other guys have said pretty much. You guys have been great to us throughout the years, and this year you've been exceptional. It's been a great season, and we couldn't have done it without you fans, and I think you fans are the driving force behind us. You really made it for a very enjoyable season for us, because you really got out there and you came to every game, and even when it didn't look good for us, you stayed behind us, and we was able to do a lot this year. So I just want to say thank you, and see you at Giant Stadium when I get back. Thank you very much.
It is sometimes difficult to go back and pinpoint the exact moment when the construction or the reconstruction of a successful institution began, but we don't have that kind of a problem. The Vince Lombardi Trophy began to slide slowly toward the Meadowlands the moment the Giants named George Young as the general manager. Ladies and gentlemen, George Young.
George Young gets ready to talk to the crowd. That was a nice moment, wasn't it, with the videotaped moments from the guys. We're going to take a little break and come right back so you don't miss any of the Giants' Pride celebration.
At Meineke Discount Mufflers,
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
you're not going to pay a lot, because Meineke's muffler prices range from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
Your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Renault Jeep dealers have teamed up with the New York Giants and invite you to be the fan of the year with the official 86 Giants yearbook, packed with statistics and player profiles. Get this colorful 84-page yearbook free when you test drive a Renault Alliance, the new 87 wide receiver Renault GTA, or another one of the legendary Jeep vehicles like Cherokee, Comanche pickup, or the 87 nose tackle Wrangler. Get the yearbook free with a test drive. See the Tri-State Renault Jeep performers, the right guys.
The brand names. The big names. The ones you trust for quality and value. The ones that have helped New Jersey's largest audio, video, electronics, and appliance chain become a big name, too. We're Brick Church, New Jersey's biggest name in brand names.
Play along with Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 7:30.
Channel 2 News at noon, expanded coverage of Giant Steps. A super celebration continues live from the Meadowlands.
But I think when you view the Super Bowl trophy...
Welcome back. Glad you can be with us for this fantastically wonderful Christmas celebration. And Carol, we were talking about the videotape meetings that the players who are in Hawaii for the Pro Bowl gave today because they couldn't be here, especially Mark Navarro, who's known for saying nothing. So he came on screen and just said, "I'm Mark Navarro," and disappeared.
A little blip on the screen that they screamed for.
And
They loved
LT
it.
was great.
He was great.
He was sorry that he couldn't be back here playing in the snow and the ice. And oh, now it's down the podium. George Martin.
To the Giants of today. Thank you.
I know of no better example of how success is earned. How the big prizes are there for those people who are determined enough and strong enough and proud enough to take them. The man who led this team to the championship is one of those. He has outlasted the boos of the draftniks, the doubts of the media, has overcome major disabling injuries, and through it all, never ducked the critics, nor luckily for us, lost faith in himself. On Super Sunday, the 25th of January, 1987, a nice guy won for a change. The other quarterback was on the other team. Ladies and gentlemen, the most valuable player of the Super Bowl, Bill Sims.
Everybody for being behind us all these years, and I hope sometime in the near future we can all get together and do this again. Thank you very much.
The man who led the Giants to the Super Bowl is one of us, like you. He's a guy who sat in the stands and rooted for Giant teams. Like you, he has hoped for the future at times, for that magic season. And then this year, it all came together. Aside from the X's and the O's, for the strategies and the conditioning, the complicated things, and the basic building blocks of a football team, there's this thing called leadership. That rare ability to reach into another person or a group and show them the real qualities buried deep inside each one of them. He has done this better than any other coach I have ever seen. And since he is one of us, he has given each of us a little piece of this great day. Let us all thank Bill Parcells.
Thank you. This is a very emotional day for me and all these great players that I have up here. And you know, these players on the Giants have a special name for this place. When we come out of that tunnel every Sunday, they refer to this as our house. And you're our family, and we're grateful for the tremendous support that you've given us this year. And right now, to thank you, I have a little something to show you.
What is it? What is it?
Oh, the Super Bowl trophy, I guess.
What is he showing? Super Bowl trophy. Oh, yeah, there it is. The Vince Lombardi trophy.
Oh, God.
That's what it's played for. And Vince Lombardi, that was some coach. And this is some coach. And it's rare.
Oh, look, they put the confetti on the...
Right. Oh, yeah. Instead of the Gatorade, he got the confetti. That had to happen. And it's merciful there's only confetti in a day like today with Gatorade. He'd be frozen in 20 seconds.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
That's great. But it's rare. In fact, I don't know if it's ever happened before, where the coach of an NFL team going to the Super Bowl was raised within the shadow of his stadium.
Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? I'm telling you, those are the feelings. Let's see what they do now.
Joseph Tucker here, like California, here I come. Have you got your kazoos?
Oh, here we go. Kazoo time.
Hold it up, let him stick to your lips. Let's try it.
Just talk to her, it's the same.
This is in honor of Super Bowl 22, which will also be played San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah, so the idea is here we come again.
What are they doing now?
Which one is that?
That's Al Jolson singing.
Why can't I get a sound over? Turn around.
We need Carnegie Hall.
This hole.
Okay.
I want to know whose idea this was in the first place, because let Parcells do this. I think that's this is the finale, believe it or not.
John Slattery in the parking lot. Come in, John.
No, John Slattery's right down here on the field. Let me hear that thing. California, here I come. You'll never make the symphony orchestra, I don't think. You know, the interesting thing about this crowd out here today is even though the place may not be packed, we have to remember, though, that we had snow on Monday. We had snow last Thursday. Any people who might have had an urge to take a day off might very well have taken them off on those 2 days. There could be a lot of people who wanted to come out here today, but because of time, they've already taken off. They just couldn't. Let me ask you, how is it that you got out here today? How got the day off in order to be here?
Yes, I'd like to thank my boss for that, too.
Did he give you the day off?
Yes.
He did.
She knew how much I wanted to be here.
And did she know that you'd perhaps taken off time earlier because of the snow?
No.
No?
No,
Didn't
I
matter?
went to work. No.
Didn't matter. Let me ask you, don't you have work, school, or anything?
I took off just to come and see this. I was so excited to come here. I love the Giants.
A lot of people feel it's just a lot more important to be here today. Everybody yelling, "We're number one." People who feel that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Let me let you get on by there. Where are you from?
Lyndhurst.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did it cross your mind not to come out here today because of the cold?
Never. I missed exams to come here today, and I like to say hello to everybody.
All right, you know, I think a lot of people who are here, because it's such a young crowd, an awful lot of people who are missing school today, a lot of people who, because of this bitter cold, are fueled by ember fuel. Jim, Carol?
Yep.
I think I know what you mean.
Thank you. You know, we saw before the Vince Lombardi Trophy, a little anecdote that was shared with me by Wellington Mara, the corner of the Giants, is that one time Vince Lombardi was an assistant coach here, and Mr. Mara wanted to keep him here with the idea that one day that Vince would be the head coach of the Giants. And then Vince came to him and said he had this offer from Green Bay, and would Mr. Mara mind if he took it? And of course, Mr. Mara would not stand in Lombardi's way, and he went on to coach the Green Bay Packers and became the legend that he certainly is, Vince Lombardi. Another great coach, was Tom Landry, who went on to become a great coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And we shall be back with Giant Step, the super celebration, right after we finish looking at this dog.
Your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Renault Jeep dealers have teamed up with the New York Giants and invite you to be the fan of the year with the official 86 Giants yearbook packed with statistics and player profiles. Get this colorful 84-page yearbook free when you test drive a Renault Alliance, the new 87 wide receiver Renault GTA, or another one of the legendary Jeep vehicles like Cherokee, Comanche pickup, or the 87 nose tackle Wrangler. Get the yearbook free with a test drive. See the Tri-State Renault Jeep performers, the right guys.
You are about to see an amazing transformation as this bald man becomes unbald. Did his hair grow back? No, but the next best thing. New gradual hair replacement from HRS. This new process replaces hair slowly, over time, so no one will ever know. Hair that looks like it's growing back from HRS. Call for a free brochure today.
At Meineke Discount Mufflers,
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
you're not going to pay a lot because Meineke's muffler prices range from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
We're back here at Giant Stadium. We have a little extra treat for you before the crowd leaves. This is Jim Jensen's impersonation of Phil McConkey.
Well, this worked before because the crowd was so eager to cheer, and so they were cheering anything. So I would do the Phil McConkey way with the Phil would run down the sidelines before the game started, and he'd start this business. See what happens now. No, I think they're tired. I think they're too frozen.
They're doing it.
There's a couple of them. Oh, well. I can't catch passes either.
I was just going to say, it's a Super Bowl year. It's okay. We'll watch him on something
Well, it was
else.
a good idea.
It was a good idea. You can do Jim McMahon now. You can put it around your head. Believe us, they were
You do
frenzied.
something.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Too much energy here. Well, as you can see, the players are signing a few autographs. We worry about them getting out safely sometimes.
Yeah,
with the fans.
I
You were
know.
mentioning how sometimes it's tougher for them to
And
do
you know, in only a few more months, really, July,
They'll
they
be
go
at it
it
again. Unbelievable, isn't it?
What's interesting, and a kind of a nice feeling for me, you know, I've been a Giant fan for a long time. And I usually sit in booth 402, we're in 407. And through some of those terrible years, we'd grown. But we still loved them. I never thought I'd ever be sitting here in January
watching a celebration,
of the Super Bowl.
You know, I was asking you a minute ago, having been in Pasadena there, and I know for a while there you were saying, you know, I just want to see the game. That's all.
right.
You said the moment you really walked into the Rose Bowl.
See, some of the hoopla bothered me. I think it bothers a lot of people. But that's part of the
pre-show
process.
stuff,
And as we're driving to the Coliseum, I began to feel a little bit of just a slight twinge of edginess. And then you drive in and the parking lot is jammed. Well, they use a golf course, as a matter of fact. And just jammed with people and sunshine, magnificent weather, and all kinds of Giant fans. And then as I began to walk through Tunnel 18 to actually go into the stadium, I felt that twist in my stomach. And my mouth got dry, full of cotton. Like, almost as though you were going to play the game yourself. And when the game started, I was sitting down, and I put my head down like I almost couldn't watch the kickoff. But then at that time, it was really electric. It was special. It really is special.
Yeah, there was something, a moment just watching on television, and I'm not the world's biggest football fan, but as the Giants, it's different. When the guys were introduced and they were coming out, it just...
I had that experience the first time I met you, Jim.
It's really a happening. It's a wonderful event. And when you're there, you can really appreciate it. That's what watching television, you appreciate the same
You could
thing
feel
too.
it. It was a wonderful, wonderful game,
And then when they're introduced to the crowd and they come running out.
They just go
and
crazy,
they're so
just like
charged.
here.
But as I was talking to Senator Bradley before, I was talking with him about this, that an hour before the game, the players call it the hour of terror. The hour of terror. When they sit and think, and they're very quiet, and they worry about making the mistake that might turn the game around. They call it the hour of terror. And it's real terror.
Winning is, you know, you try to think about how they're the best in the league, so it shouldn't matter so much if they win, but that winning that game is what matters.
And when you go down in that field, and you look up at this Coliseum with over 100,000 seats, and there you're down in the middle of that field for the biggest game of your life. And you look up and think, oh, don't let me fumble. Don't let me drop it. You know?
That's the thing.
Not
Don't
me.
do that.
Please, not me.
Let's see what Jane Mitchell's got out in the parking lot, I should say, with those who are on their way out. Jane?
Hi there. Well, you know, the down escalators started filling up with people, and people started streaming out just moments ago. A lot of people, unfortunately, came here just for their lunch hour or escaped from work for a moment or two and caught a glimpse of it all and just got a sense of the feeling of the euphoria and then had to rush out lest they get in trouble with their boss. Now, we're here with some folks from Fair Lawn and that area, and they've experienced it all. We want to ask them a little bit about the highlights and the impressions they took away with them from this event and this ceremony. What was the highlight for you, sir?
The highlight for me was definitely the Vince Lombardi trophy. When they hoisted that up, it was kind of like the Stanley Cup. It was just, you got goosebumps all over you. It was great. I know Bill thinks the same thing. Tiny Tim was a close second, though.
Now, you're one of these gentlemen who took time off from work to be here.
Yeah, I wanted to come out and celebrate with the Giants. I watched them for many years, and I thought it was be nice to come out and watch them.
What does this do for New Jersey pride? There's so much sense here of people talking about New Jersey and putting it on the map and showing the nation what it's made of.
It's really great for New Jersey. You know, it's a team for, you know, Giants are a team in New York, Connecticut, everybody. And we're just happy their home is in New Jersey.
So this was worth it coming out here?
Oh, most definitely.
Wonderful. Wonderful event. We really enjoyed it, especially seeing the players from Hawaii. That was real fun, too.
Okay, so obviously people had a great time. The party is sort of winding down, and people are walking out with a sense of euphoria, a spirit of pride, a spirit of achievement, a spirit of being champions. Back to you, Jim and Carol.
And they're playing a song for that tune right now, You know, as we all know, it's a very sweet day again for the quarterback and most valuable player of the Super Bowl, Phil Simms. Not only did he, of course, lead the team to the Super Bowl, but he became, as we said, the MVP. And as Jim had mentioned, it was a real tough fight to gain respect once again for him. A few days before the big game on Sunday, though, our Mike Schneider sat down with Bill Sims and his family here in Jersey, and they talked about the long road to the top.
2nd down and 12.
So when I throw the touchdown, they cheer. That's all I deserve, and that's all I expect, and I get what I deserve out of this game.
McConkey to the 15.
If we go to the Super Bowl, I'm just part of it, and I'll be happy to go, believe me. But the Giant team is a team, and it's a great team, and like I said, the quarterback is just one position on that team.
Just one position maybe, but it's hard to imagine the Giants making it into Super Bowl 21 without quarterback Phil Sims.
And he has the first down across the 35-yard line.
This is a season of redemption for the 31-year-old Sims. He's lived with 7 years of harsh New York criticism.
You know, Phil Sims does a lot more for this team than he gets credit for this year.
The critics contended he just couldn't cut it here.
For some reason, I don't know, he's an easy guy to jump on.
I love the sports section of the paper. I mean, I love to get up and read the sports. But I see Giant stories on me, and I just can't read them. And I look at them, oh, well, you know, and I go on.
Nobody gave him that little push to say, hey, look, he's given the Giants a lot of great games. And now you can't expect to have a wonderful game, you know, every Sunday.
His wife, Diana, and their children, Chris, 6, and 2-year-old Deirdre, they've also lived with the tough years.
My wife pretty much has to live with the football season just like I do. There's ups and downs in it, and it's a long year, and there's a lot of bad times and good times or whatever, and she hangs in there right with me, and, you know, you do it together. You really do, because...
Phil was born and raised in Kentucky. He still calls New York up here. And there's still a lot of country boy in him, too. He is quiet, not cocky, and always looking to improve.
I learned that things don't always go the way you expect them to, and when I had some tough times during the middle of the year, and I just learned that there's not much you can do about some of it, and when you have tough times, just forget them and go on.
He's been around too long with the Giants that he shouldn't be always being second-guessed all the time. You know, we've proven ourselves.
It's a close family.
When things are going bad, I don't really come home and take it out on her or anybody, but I'm very quiet, very moody, don't talk, and then she lets me know later, the following week, after something good's happened, that I was, well, you didn't even talk last week, you didn't do this, and I said, oh, really? Well, I didn't know that. So.
It's not easy. Even Sims' son, Chris, says he doesn't want to grow up to be a quarterback.
So you'd rather tackle people than be tackled.
And I have to stay still on offense.
Oh, really?
He learned that the other day. You got to stay still on offense. Yeah, there you go.
The Giants have backed Phil, too. The first Dallas Cowboys game this season was tough for Sims. The Giants lost. But he says his coach straightened him out.
You know, I talked to my coaches, you know, Ron Earhart and Bill Parcells talked to me. We got some things straightened out. You know, they told me they still believed in me, and then I was a, you know, they thought I was a great quarterback, and I believed them. When I throw interceptions, you know, I go to the sideline. I don't stick, you know, it doesn't really bother me as much as it used to. And I think it's a big plus because when I go back out there, I still have this positive attitude about myself and my team.
Mike Schneider, Channel 2 News.
And from Giant Steps, the celebration of the Super Bowl championship. We'll be right back after these messages.
For a new gasoline. So we combine the economy of unleaded regular and the power of premium to bring you a new class of unleaded gasoline. New Exxon Plus Unleaded with XCL12. It's higher in octane than unleaded regulars and lower in price than premiums. For smooth performance, discover new Exxon Plus Unleaded, the gasoline whose time has come. Now you don't have to wait until dark to get today's news. Channel 2 News at noon, weekdays.
Your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Renault Jeep dealers have teamed up with the New York Giants and invite you to be the fan of the year with the official 86 Giants yearbook packed with statistics and player profiles. Get this colorful 84-page yearbook free when you test drive a Renault Alliance, the new 87 wide receiver Renault GTA, or another one of the legendary Jeep vehicles like Cherokee, Comanche pickup, or the 87 nose tackle Wrangler. Get the yearbook free with a test drive. See the Tri-State Renault Jeep performers, the right guys.
Channel 2 News at noon, expanded coverage, Giant Steps. A super celebration continues live from the Meadowlands.
We're back, and as the fans are filing out in this 10-degree weather, we still have a lot of happiness going on. There's somebody escaped from the Bronx Zoo, but still in all. Jim, you had a thought, last thought about Phil Simms?
I had two thoughts, really. Sometimes I do, more than one. No, seriously.
Yes, we got
looking down, some people, they really don't want to leave.
No.
They want to hang out and savor it for the last
For the last minute, yes.
But anyway, regarding Mike Schneider's piece on Phil Simms, on the Friday practice, Phil was throwing so well, so hard, so accurately. Parcells went over and said, hey, knock it off, save it for Sunday. And the Sunday, he said it was even better than he was Friday.
Isn't it something? That's that knowledge of when to
we'll talk about coaching later on.
In a little bit, yeah. Let's run back out to the parking lot. Right, yeah. Reggie's out there still. We'll see what's going on out there. Reg, are you with us?
Hello, Carol.
Roll in.
Okay, we are outside, and I know it's still going on inside, but a lot of people are leaving, and I'm going to see if I can talk to some of them. Okay, now hold on for a second, for 1 second. Look, let me just ask a couple of you a question. Look, did you see what you came to see?
Yeah!
Wait a minute. Wait.
It was the best thing in the world to see.
What?
Be here and just experience everything that went on in that stadium today.
It was worth coming out in the snow and the cold?
I came up from 2 feet of snow in South Jersey to be here today.
Okay.
It was worth it.
Just to see the champs. It was good enough, huh? Well, I noticed a lot of people started leaving. A lot of people started leaving once Parcells held up the trophy. And look, stand back. Wait a minute. We got to clear it out. Look at this lady's shoes. Look at this. Can you see this? Crazy people, you know. Anyway, look, this gentleman bills himself as one of the old-timers, one of the 30-year guys who've been waiting a long time for this.
Yes, Reggie, I was at what they call the greatest game ever played in Yankee Stadium, the Baltimore Colts and the New York Giants, okay? And I've been waiting, as I told you earlier, 30 long years. I stayed up to 2 a.m. last week, drafting my Super Bowl tickets, an airfare to California.
All right.
I got back from Pasadena yesterday to see the Giants.
Okay, you look like you're off from work today. You got the tie on and everything.
I'm going back to work. No, but I had to see the Giants.
Okay, everybody did have a chance to see the Giants. We're going to go to John Slattery, who's inside. Hey, John, is it any more peaceful in there?
You know, I think it is a little more peaceful in here. We've got an atmosphere here that today is almost like a rock concert. There was a couple of hour pre-show before the Jets came out today. There was music, there was entertainment. There were a lot of people talking up Jersey and talking down New York City. And now we've got a lot of stragglers here, people who are just having a good time. Some people are even dancing to the music that was going on, probably to keep warm more than anything else. Right here, I guess we have the unknown fan.
I went ape over the Giants.
Yeah, well, you look gorgeous in that, I got to tell you. And right behind me here, let me ask you to step down for a second. I want to show you this. Don't block this man's shot. We got Mayor Koch, who needs you, the Giants and New Jersey. The battle rages on, right?
It's on. The battle rages on.
Whose Giants are they?
The Jersey Giants.
How long are you going to hang around here today preaching this?
What's out of here?
Yeah, okay. We've got hot fans who are still here, and I expect they're going to be here for some time, right?
Oh, certainly. All right.
Okay, back upstairs. Carol, Jim?
We got you, John. What a year this has been, though, for New York. You were at the ticker tape parade. We were back in the studio.
Yes, right.
How does it feel? Well, there's no...
Ticker tape parade is something different with it. All the paper flying around, to use the cliche, the canyons of Lower Broadway. Yeah. And then the long parade winding its way very slowly up. very majestically. And of course, the weather was different. And it took more time. And also with the World Series, there's more the tension of 7 games, whereas this is 1 game. It's a different kind of celebration, but each has its own particular magic.
Special kind of,
people, let's say, I don't know how many we are. I'm not a good crowd counter.
Maybe 45,000, which is a good number of people. That's what they were guessing it.
But 45,000 people that come out here on this kind of day, in these kind of conditions, is quite a tribute to their fanship.
To the whole thing.
Really is. But, you know, this thing sort of became politicized. Out in California, at the end of the game, when we'd won,
we won, though.
I did a lot. I watched. After the Giants won, Frank Sinatra, Liza Minnelli came on singing New York, New York. And the crowd singing New York, New York. And a lot of people were angry and said that they thought that Mayor Koch should have been here. He said, listen, they're not singing New Jersey, New Jersey, they're singing New York, New York. And I'm not making a remark against New Jersey, but just that the Giants started in New York. And they thought it was a big mistake. And some people expressed a lot of disappointment and dissatisfaction.
Like you said, it's almost like picking at nits, as they say, right? You know, it's kind of like it's our team, like you said.
But I had to mention this before. That's what happened.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know if the mayor, it's sort of like some would say exacerbating things. People just want to love the winners. They want to love the team, right? You know, and I mean, since they're here and the other team, being a Jersey resident, maybe I'd like to call them the Jersey.
You know, now it's January, what, 26th?
20, yeah.
Now, I can't wait. Of course, in 3 weeks, pitchers and catchers report for baseball in Florida. That's another season. But next August, I can't wait for next August when they start the exhibition season. And another season begins to see if they can duplicate it. Because so far in the decade of the 80s, no team has gone to the Super Bowl twice in a row.
Is that right?
Now, perhaps the Giants are that team.
Wouldn't it be? Who's the big comer next year, though, from your handicap?
Who's going to? Well, they're all tough. Broncos are going to be tough. Philadelphia's going to get tougher. The Bears are going to be tough. We'll play the Bears next year in Chicago. Oh, that's brutal. It'll be a tough season. It's
going to be tough.
To see if they can duplicate it.
Well, I hope they keep this momentum.
But at least they did it once.
We've got it. Yeah, that's all we want. We're glad you shared this afternoon with us. For Jim Jensen, Irv Tchaikovsky, the whole Channel 2 News at Noon team, I'm Carol Martin. Enjoy the rest of your day. We need what's the dinner?
Giant Steps, a super celebration, has been sponsored by your local AMC Jeep Renault dealers. At Meineke Discount Mufflers...
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot because Meineke's muffler prices range from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
Your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Renault Jeep dealers have teamed up with the New York Giants and invite you to be the fan of the year with the official 86 Giants yearbook packed with statistics and player profiles. Get this colorful 84-page yearbook free when you test drive a Renault Alliance, the new 87 wide receiver Renault GTA, or another one of the legendary Jeep vehicles like Cherokee, Comanche pickup, or the 87 nose tackle Wrangler. Get the yearbook free with a test drive. See the Tri-State Renault Jeep performers, the right guys.
Round-the-clock service. Lilco has introduced this new service to respond to our customers' needs.
Good evening, Lilco. May I help you?
Now you can call Lilco anytime, day or night, 7 days a week, to arrange for service, discuss your bill, and of course, to report emergencies. Lilco is ready to serve you anytime, day or night.
Lilco, we're listening. We care. We're working harder to serve you better.
Play along with Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 7:30.
I never thought I'd like it. Then one night I was working late, needed a cup of coffee. No milk around, just coffee mate. I knew plenty of guys around the office used it all the time, so I gave it a shot. You know, it makes coffee taste creamy, rich, the whole bit. Now I know why those guys like Coffee Mate instead of milk. Makes coffee taste great. And I never believed it.
Coffee Mate from Carnation. Don't doubt it till you've tried it.
Now.
Not full.
The longer dishes sit. Now.
Not full.
The harder they are to clean.
Now it's full.
But not if you use Lemon Scent Sunlight detergent.
Now empty it.
Lemon Sunlight really stands up to dishes that sit.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Butterworth. My 2 syrups are delicious.
Because they're both made with grade A butter.
She really talks.
And they pour on very thick and rich.
Mrs.